40 minutes with Mark.
No, 20.
Muy buenos dias, good morning, and welcome to Sweet Wrap Up 2023. We are live on
CTV3.
Yes. Good morning,
I've
William.
been practicing.
You've been practicing?
Duolingo, thank you.
I understand 6 months of practicing just for CTV3.
6 months of expensive lessons.
6 months of expensive lessons. Good morning, William.
Good morning,
And we
Karen.
also have on set Mac, and he is going to be talking to us in just a few, but we just want to welcome you to Sweet Wrap Up 2023, and it marks the closure of the crop season, William.
And of course, the idea of this show is to highlight the positives, the challenges that we've had, talk about them in a way and educate the public at the same time. So we have giveaways. It's going to be very interactive, and you get an opportunity to answer some questions.
Yes.
And win some great prizes. And we have some mega prizes, so you want to hang around at the end as well.
All right, at the end of each segment, we're going to be giving out these prizes. You will be able to give us a call. We have 2 numbers. My number, which is only going to be used for this particular show. Not no calls after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, please. All right, 617-9177, and your number 2.
610-9774.
All right, those will be the numbers that you will be able to call. Esos son los números que usted va a poder llamar para ganarse grandes premios en este programa. Well, let's start off. It's a hot day, but it's a beautiful day at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to be a sweet day all along. All right, and as we move into our first segment, we want to talk to country manager Mark McLachlan.
Morning.
Morning. How long did it take you to take lessons
6
for that?
months.
6 months too. Everything is about 6 months here at BSI ASR. All right. Yes, we're going to be talking to him, and we're going to put him on the hot seat today, or are we going to be good boys and girls today?
I will be the good cop.
Oh, you want me to be the bad one,
That's right.
Okay. Well, of course, as mentioned, today marks a very important day for Norteños, especially for cane farmers, employees of BSI ASR, in fact, all the stakeholders in the sugar industry, because it's the closure of the crop season. And as you mentioned, while it's a sweet wrap-up, we did have some challenges during that time. So, Mac, let's get your overview of the season on a whole.
Well, it's always a wonderful day, the last day of crop, because it marks an end of so much hard work all the way from the field through bringing the cane in here to the factory that grinds it, to the transport that takes it out, takes sugar out and ships it away. So look, first thing I want to say is good morning to everybody, and it is a sweet morning, and a huge thank you to everybody who's played their part in this crop. I think we all recognize how hot it is in Belize sometimes.
Right.
People have toiled, they've worked very hard. So really this is a day of saying thank you to everyone for making this industry what it is.
All right. But at the end of the day, your personal view on how it was.
There, as usual, you know, one adage you learn in sugar that every crop is different.
Right.
This crop is different in the sense that we've had less cane supply than normal. Over the last sort of 5-6 years, it's normally over 1.2 million tons. Now this year we're not going to quite make the million, and that is a problem for a business, because we're a throughput business. We need the cane to keep ourselves running. But on the other hand, you know, we have a lot of acres of land out there that can produce cane in the future, and we have a factory that's really worked very well this year. We've had only less than 3% factory downtime this year, and for those with a longer memory than me, the factory downtime used to be about 20%. It's now less than 3%. So that means we can continue to put more cane through. We had to slow down a bit this year at the end just to manage the cane supply. So I guess, the core thing we need to think about is what are the reasons behind the fall in cane supply and how we're going to fix them moving forward. I think those are the key questions for us at the end of this crop.
What do you think is important in terms of lessons learned from this year, and how do we move forward? Because each year, as you said, each crop may be different, but there are also some lessons to walk away with.
Yeah, I mean, look, the biggest lesson is the uncertainty of climate. Climate change is alive and well, and here in Belize, in the northern industry. 2019, we had the worst drought for 60 years. That really knocked our cane supply. 2020, we had some terrible flooding here, and the same in 22, in June 22 last year. About this time, everything was inundado with water. So we need to be responding to those challenges and looking at what we can do as an industry, and that means everybody in it, to overcome some of those issues. Additional challenges we found this year were, and the farmers will tell you more about it, is a shortage of cane cutters. Obviously, it's hard work, extremely hard work. It's been very, very hot out there. And, there are alternative employment now for people. And, it's a real sadness if fields get left because cane cutters don't want to cut them because they don't see enough cane in that field. Then you ask what's going to happen to that field? What's going to happen next year? So I think, look, the wake-up call for me this year is we need to modernise this industry. We're not the first ones to have to do that. There's lots of industries have been through these things, but we need to look at how we can get greater value out of scale, so people working together on bigger blocks of land. We want to look at how we can get into more mechanised activities, particularly mechanised harvesting. In agriculture, nothing happens overnight. It's always going to take planning, and it's going to take a number of years and some investment in order to get there, and that's really should be our focus right now.
But are we pounding that message enough about the importance of attacking climate change and moving into new systems in order to be able to harvest the cane and deliver it to the factory?
I don't think you can ever pound that message hard enough, but to be honest with you, these things will happen because they have to. They've happened in other industries as well. But to give you an example, you don't just go and start mechanized harvesting a field. There's a lot of things you have to do first. You've got to replant that field to make sure it's the right width of cane to allow a harvester in there. You've got to make sure there are no rocks, there are no tree trunks and other things that are going to break a harvester. So you've got to start really from square one. One thing we will be doing at BSI, we're going to be putting a lot more support through service provision for farmers from this next off-crop on. I doubt that's going to move the needle too much next year, and I am concerned about cane supply next year. But hopefully from future years after that, we'll be able to see the fruits of that service provision, and also the work that farmers will be putting into to replant fields to increase yields on the same amount of land, because that's what finally will increase the income and make the farming more viable.
Let's delve a little deeper into the service provision portion of it. When you talk about that, how can BSI collaborate with farmers through services?
Well, I think one thing that we can do is ensure that we have sufficient equipment to be able to go and do some of the services we're talking about, replanting, husbandry, that type of thing. We need to look at how we can make that affordable for farmers as well. And we've got a number of projects running at the moment, including a very interesting blockchain project which will make lending less risky to commercial lenders, and therefore hopefully bring the cost of lending down. And the other one is a major project that's being managed by the 5 Cs, the climate change group that are based in Belize. And that is really tackling the resilience problems, the climate resilience of this industry, looking at bringing new varieties, replanting, subsidizing the cost of change for farmers. And we will want to work closely with that to make sure that all of us, farmers, ourselves, the government, we all need to work closely in order to get the right solutions as quickly as we can to these problems. Because one thing's for sure, if cane supply continues to fall, it means the entire industry is in
Right.
jeopardy because we are continually making business losses here. We will again this year, and we need to turn that around.
Do you see in any way the SIMIS program assisting? A lot of money has been spent for that program, and it's basically not being utilized.
It's a pet project of mine, this one. In 2014, 2015, I traveled to Jamaica to see the European Union people there, and I said, now look, we need a management information system. Every modern sugar industry has a management information system which plots where the cane is, how much cane there is, when it was planted, and just to give you the management information you need to be able to manage a crop. We are going blind here into what we're going to do. We don't know how much cane there's going to be. The estimate proven to be overestimated every year. This is all totally unnecessary. All you really need to know for a good management information system is that where the cane is coming from, when it comes in, and how much cane there was, and that's pretty much it. You don't even need to know people's names. It's just to understand how much cane there is, and then you can start tackling some of the problems. And you can also manage a crop better. You can do so many things. Why it hasn't happened, I simply do not understand. I've been banging this drum now for 8-9 years, and it's really in the hands of the industry to make this happen. We've had countless assurances that it will be brought in. It never has been, and that is a big, that's the first thing we need to fix.
So, of course, SIMIS is tied to harvesting and delivery, right? What do you think are the main aspects of harvesting and delivery that must be addressed?
Well, I think the efficiency of harvesting and delivery is a key thing. A modern industry would be planning its crop and deciding where's the best place, where's the cane, the most mature cane, how that can be harvested, and then where's the next place. And it would be looking at the whole thing in a very scientific way. Here, because of the system and the structures that exist, cane farmers get a tiny amount every day to bring in. Irrespective of whether it's ready, whether it's in the right place, and so I think that's one thing that could obviously change. But it's going to have to be the desire of everybody in the industry to do that. You can't force these changes on people, but they do make a lot of sense. We had a very successful project running here a few years back where we were testing the cane quality in the field, and that was then allowing us to offer farmers advice on when they should harvest which cane. And I think it was very, very good, but I'm really sad to see that the labs that were offering that advice are not functioning now. So, there's a lot of things we could do to help ourselves, I think.
Right, and that's where change comes in. As you've mentioned, it's difficult. Our cane farmers are used to a system. For example, we can talk the entire day about slash and burn and what it does to the environment, but letting them want to actually change from that is a bit difficult, even though, as I mentioned, we're pounding the message. But that's why I asked, is it getting to where we want it to be?
I would use a different word. I'd say transformation, because what we need to do, and we've already actually had a really good study done on this, and we've got a blueprint there for what needs to happen. It's how do we move from here to there?
Right.
And not everybody has to move at the same pace or at the same time. There can be different methods, different models. Some farmers will want to go upscale. They want to join with some other farmers, have bigger scale so that they can get more efficiencies out of farming. Some will want to focus more on service provision and will increase the amount of equipment they have and help other farmers to do that. Some will pretty much stay where they are, and that's fine. Everything's fine, but we need to be moving that needle towards a more efficient industry, especially a more efficient cane farm. The factory's had a lot of investment, and I think we see the results of that. I think that's undisputable. But we really need to fix the cane farm.
Now, one of the things, as you're talking about the strategy moving forward, there was an industry white paper. Is it now time to actually revisit that white paper and see where we can go and how we can improve?
It's overtime, William.
I was going to ask if it was ever open.
Look, we in 2014, we recognized the need for this transformation then, because we were moving from a raw sugar factory, had the aspiration to go to a food grade sugar factory. We had changes in the EU regime, which meant that we didn't have the usual preference in the EU for raw sugar. So we sat down started out trying to get all stakeholders involved in this exercise, and it was a pity at that point that the Farmer Association at the time refused to cooperate on that because they were interested in getting more money for bagasse at the time. We went ahead and we continued with that paper, and I think it still stands the test of time. But I do think, to your point, William, yes, it's time that we take stock of where we are. And the idea behind that strategy was that everyone identifies their own roles and responsibilities, and then we all agree what we're going to do and over what time span. Yeah, I think we need to do it. We really do need to do it. There's a million reports out there about what needs to change and how it needs to change. Farmers themselves know what needs to change. It's really a matter of us getting a little bit more organised and disciplined, and perhaps get some assistance from the government to try and influence that and resource that transformation process.
Did we ever implement anything on the white paper?
Oh yeah, we've implemented lots of bits. We've fixed the logistics that we had the struggle to take sugar and load it off Belize City. We've built a new facility which has fixed that. We've done a lot in the factory to improve its efficiency. We have done many things, but the key things that needed to be done, which some of it was regulatory reform and some of it was improvements to efficiency and productivity in the cane farm, have not moved. In fact, and it's a sad thing, but the yields, overall average yields in the cane farm are lower now than they were 10 years ago.
Now, going in line with that, Mac, because we're talking about moving the needle in terms of productivity, what can be done realistically there, and how can we encourage farmers, especially given the fact that climate change has definitely shown that's an area of weakness, and if we continue to just leave it there, it will worsen rather than improve?
Well, normally, for example, an industry will replant maybe 15% of the cane every year in order to keep renovating the cane crop. That doesn't happen here. I think we did an estimate once of maybe 3% of replanting, and that means over time the yields will fall. So that's one thing we can do. We can look at some other climate smart type of technologies. Water's a key one. Water drainage for a start when it rains too much. Water storage, capture and utilization for when it's not raining. So I think irrigation is another major factor we need to look at. You get plenty of water in the north, as you all know. It's just it doesn't always fall at the right time. So what we have to do is adapt ourselves to be in that position. Pest control, hugely important. I think the last couple of years, and our farmer friends have told me this, the froghopper pest that we have here has decimated a lot of people's cane. There are biological ways of treating that. We need to collectively come together to make sure farmers have access to that in order to not have that destroy their livelihoods. So there are many well-proven, well-trodden ways of responding to these things. We just have to be more organised and more together in creating the response.
And financing, obviously is a huge part of it.
Financing's a big part of it, and I sympathise greatly with farmers who have to take commercial loans in Belize at extortionate interest rates and repay them over 1 year. That is not agro-credit. If you're going to replant a field, you're not going to get any benefit from that field for 18 months. So you need structured agro-credit. We're looking at that as a company at the moment. We're also trying to encourage commercial lenders through the blockchain project to come more into this. And this would be credit for service provision rather than just cash. So it's actually looking at how you can provide the service that's going to give you the end result. Watch this space. I think we're going to get a lot more involved in that, and I think we need to. It's about time we did.
Okay. All right.
Now, Mac, before we wrap, what would you
Sweet
say?
Sweet wrap.
Sweetly. What would you say are the opportunities that exist from a BSI perspective that will impact greatly the industry?
Talking my language, William. I love it. There are so many opportunities if we can work together. And I mean all of us, the farmers, the government, ourselves. We are on the brink of, I think, really capturing the CARICOM market for Belize, the sugar market, with preference in pricing for our product, which is then obviously shared with farmers. I would love to get to a point where we are comfortable enough to start strategic investments again here, to grow this business further, maybe move into new directions, maybe into refining and that type of thing. Sadly, because of the amount of obstacles we've had in our way in recent years, our ownership is not prepared to make any further strategic investments here right now. It's partly our job, I think, to overcome that collectively so that we can get on and really do the objectives. Other things, carbon. You know, there's a brand new market coming up for carbon credits where sugarcane is one of the best sequesters of carbon in the world. It's a fantastic plant. Farmer grows more cane on less land. There should be some monetary response to that through carbon capture, carbon credits. There's so much we can do with that, and there's a lot of new technologies coming about that are exciting. We need to be on top of all of that and to take this industry to the next level, and that's our challenge.
Right. And finally for me, what all you have mentioned, it sounds so pretty, of course, in a nutshell. It's sweet as we wrap up, but at the same time, the challenges that we are facing, does that offset it, saying, you know, we don't want to invest anymore, we want to go farther, but the buts are still there?
Well, it is what it is, Cami. You know, I'm not hiding that fact. We seem to be in a continual tug of war with one of the associations and with elements of the government. And do I think that's constructive? No, I don't. I really don't. And you know, when we're having to go to court every 10 minutes over this or that, no, that doesn't create the right investment for the right climate for investment. I want us to overcome that, see this industry for what it is, a massive benefit for the whole economy of Belize, and of course the northern part of Belize, but really for the whole country. This is, you know, gives another bit of economic backbone to a country alongside tourism and other things, which is so important. And, you know, we can't just sit here and let this thing crumble and go downhill. That would be a travesty for everybody, including the 700 fine men and women that work in this mill, of whom about 698 are Belizeans.
Right.
That's excluding me. But the fact is, we've got a brilliant workforce, we've got some fantastic farmers there, we've got a wonderful Norteño community here, and we're all very proud to be part of it. Let's blow wind in the sails, and let's get to where we can get to as a really formative industry for Belize. That's really what we need to do.
That's a sweet wrap up for this segment in particular. All right.
So thank you very much, Mac, for joining us. Of course, we're now going to test you, our viewing public, if you were listening to what Mac was saying. All right. So we have two quick giveaways. We have a gift certificate for $100, courtesy of Belize Sugar Industries, but it's at the People's Store Supermarket. That's going to be one of our giveaways. And the other will be for $100 gas.
Wow.
To say gas.
Gas. At Shell One Stop. All right. Hey, these are some very good prices, William.
Yeah, and if you don't call within 3 minutes, Camille, you choose which one you want.
Well,
you're going for the gas?
No. I know about a lot of good stuff at People's Store that I can actually purchase. Yeah. I can actually walk if I don't have gas. But I can't go purchase at the store if I don't have cash. All right?
All right, so we have two quick questions. You choose a question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then Mac will be our auditor to make sure that it's the correct answer. All right, so if Mac doesn't give you the thumbs up, that means no gift certificate.
You made it pretty difficult here. I will make it easy. You guys just tell us what position Mac has, and then we will give you. What are we giving out first?
Well, you want the People's Store thing.
So we'll give your one first. We'll give your one first.
Okay, gas.
The gas, $100
to get to People's Store.
Just to tell us what position Mac holds, you know, at the company. It's really easy. The numbers to call 670-9177
and 610-974.
Today is Norma's birthday, so
happy birthday,
Norma! Happy birthday! You better get on the phone.
Unfortunately, if you work
Unfortunately, she can't participate.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately. Okay, so the numbers to call are 617-9177. I do have a call here. All right, let me answer it. Hello?
Mr. Mark is the country manager.
Mr. Mac
Thumbs
is the
up,
country
big thumbs up.
manager.
There you go. Money
was
coming
me.
your way, my friend.
What is your name? Su nombre?
Alvin Diaz.
¿Cómo?
Alvin Diaz.
Alvin Díaz. ¿Sí?
San Progreso.
¿Es cañero?
Mi papá. Mi papá es ingeniero. Soy yo.
Okay, su papá es cañero. Somebody's taking down the names, right? Alvin, Alvin Díaz. All right. Bueno, felicidades. Where will he get his?
Felicidades, Alvin.
You can come right here and collect it, all right? We're here until 1 o'clock, and if you come later than that, we'll keep it. So make sure you come, okay?
Felicidades.
Thank you very much for listening in.
Okay, muy bien. Your question now, William.
All right.
Make it easy, because I know you like.
No. It's going to be very easy.
Okay.
We spoke about, Max spoke about one of his, projects that is a pet project for him.
Yes.
Right? And it has to do with the management of, for the industry. So, what is that called?
Right.
Very
right. It's
easy.
very
Come on.
easy. Yes, it's very, 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 very easy. Of course, he went to Jamaica in order to find out more about that.
Exactly. You see how easy this is?
Too bad we can't participate. And the numbers to call are 670-9177. And of course, William, your number is available too.
610-9774.
Or you can even WhatsApp us if you don't want to call. Okay. So you can just give us a call, 670-9177. Lo que quiere saber, Mac había mencionado sobre un proyecto que es primordial para él. Viajó a Jamaica para saber más sobre este proyecto. Tiene que ver con el manejamiento de lo que es la cosecha y la entrega de caña a la fábrica. Empieza con S, ¿verdad?
What she said.
Yes. It starts with S. It's really, really, really easy. I asked him about it. See, I'm giving them hints. A lot of hints for them to actually be able to get this, of course, this question right. It's really, really easy, William. Your phone is ringing? No?
Nope.
No? Anybody there on the live stream who wants to- Okay, I have a call. I have a call.
Look like they don't want to call me that you didn't want. They want to
Hello?
take your number.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Is it the management information system?
Oh, 100%, my dear. 100%. Muy bien. Felicidades.
¿Cómo se llama su nombre?
$100.
Maleni Vega.
Marlene Vega.
Marlene,
¿Es cañera
felicidades.
también?
Sí,
¿De dónde nos escucha o nos mira?
de San Esteban.
San Esteban.
Muy bien,
Ok.
bien hecho.
Bueno.
Felicidades.
Congratulations.
Y lo puede venir a buscar aquí en BSI ASR, ¿ok? Su certificado.
Okay, thank you.
Gracias.
All right.
Well done.
All
There
right.
you have it.
Good.
Somebody's calling me now, but it's too late. All
Too late.
right.
Too
But
late. All right.
of course,
those are
that's
two
our
places.
first segment, and thank you very much for joining us, Mark, and for giving the thumbs up.
And thank you very much for coming to do this today.
Thank
That's
you.
really, really kind of you. And nice to see a lot of our support, our staff there as well, including a shout out for Mr. Nolly.
Yes,
He's here.
Mr. Nolly.
He's gonna come here in a few. He's gonna
going
be
to
on the
come.
hot
Is he
seat
all
in a
right?
few.
Well, you got to talk to he is the doyen of the cane industry, the knower of everything.
All right.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Max, so much. We're just gonna take a quick little
Break.
and then we're gonna get our other two guests in, which is Sean and
Javaria,
LD.
Director of Finance, and LD
LD
Smith,
Smith.
who is our supply chain manager.
All right.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with two other guests.
All right.
Sweet
Wrap
Wrap
Up.
Up continues after these messages. Messages?
That one.
No messages. All right.
to the second segment for today's Sweet Wrap Up 2023. We're live on channel 53 of Centaur and on all our Facebook platforms, and of course also on BSI's Facebook platform too. So remember that we're giving away huge prizes. The numbers to call 670-9177 at the end of the show, or William's number, which is
610-9774. But of course, that's for the interactive portion of our show, and
Yes.
that comes at the end of each segment.
Exactly.
So don't be blowing up our
my
phone right now.
My phone, like right now, it's
because
going
there's no
up
question
already.
yet.
No
All right?
question.
But we have joining us for this segment, we have Sean Chavaria, who is our Director of Finance, and we also have LD Smith, who is the Supply Chain Manager. Good morning, and welcome to Sweet Wrap Up.
Morning, Will. Morning,
Good
Cam.
morning.
Hi, good morning, Carmen. Morning, William. Morning to all the listeners out there. It's really, indeed, a nice sweet wrap up.
Yes.
Not too hot like the other days. But
Oh, you
have
want
some
more
rain.
heat,
No,
Sean?
no, I think we're,
Is
we're,
that what
we're
you're
quite
asking
fine.
for?
But at least we have a nice sunny day to
Right.
wrap up the day.
Right,
That's right.
exactly. And Sean has a huge smile on his face. And you know, when somebody deals with financing and you see that smile, that means we do good.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yes.
Ah.
No, it doesn't mean that for you. It means that for me, especially when I'm talking to the finance director of the company and he has a huge smile. Sean, financing wise, how did we do? What are we looking at for this crop season?
I think, well, there are some good things, definitely, right? We're seeing some of the best prices that we've seen in a long time, probably since the 2012 to 2015 era, when prices in Europe were still very good. We're seeing that the market conditions are quite favorable for sugar. Even molasses price, we're seeing good molasses price this year, much better than last year. So those are things that will obviously have a positive impact on the cane price. Cane quality was not as good as last year and other years. We know that the climatic conditions are affecting cane quality, but we're hoping that some of the better prices are offsetting that. We're also continue to do very good in DC sales, the direct consumption sugar. We're able to get into more markets this year in the CARICOM, in Europe. And so those are things that are helping to improve cane price. Ellie will talk about Big Creek, the savings there. That's also helping cane price. So we have those pluses. I think where we were not as good as we had hoped was on the cane supply.
Right.
I think we will be just under 1 million tons of cane compared
We're
to
hoping for 1 million. Olivia promised 1 million. Yes.
William and Sean, William and Olivia have a bet that if they reach the 1 million tons, that they will do some type of TikTok thing because they
Yeah,
will be
Olivia
so
will
happy
do a dance.
about
Olivia will
it.
do a dance. Because I am an eternal optimist, so I know we'll get the 1 million.
I think that's going to be a very tight race, but
Really?
looking at how the cane is coming in right now, I think William might be edging it.
Yeah, see?
Let's see. But
Okay.
that's a good bet. That's a good bet because we
Right.
do want more cane.
Right.
We've been pushing farmers to say, look, try to get in as much cane as you can, because if you leave cane standing,